Babin. Congressman, I went into journalism. I'm not terrific at mathematics. However, 2 million times 4 would be 8 million. That's the population of the island of Manhattan. That's what we could see throughout the entirety of Joe Biden's first 4 years in office. That would be the most we've ever seen. You could add up any 20-year period in the last 100 years, and we still wouldn't be at that number. That's what Joe Biden's doing to America. Your reaction?
My reaction is it's a disgrace what this man is doing to and the liberal Democrats that support him and his administration are doing to America and to Americans, jeopardizing us with COVID, with drugs, with human trafficking over and over again. We've had you mentioned it, 2 million come across that we know of, came across last year. That is essentially like the population of Washington, D.C., where I am right now, times 3,
right?
Having to come across this border. And they have no, it doesn't look like there's any chance of them slowing this thing down. I think this is part of their grand strategy. I've said this repeatedly. This is something they want to do, to bring them in, put them on pathway to citizenship, let them vote. They're already California and New York. New York just passed a law where the illegals can vote in local and state elections. And the Build Back Better bill had a provision in it. I call that the Build Back Bolshevism bill. Luckily, it hasn't gone through the
I thought you were going to say something else, but I'm with you on both fronts. Yeah, Congressman. Okay, so, I mean, what's happening right now is, by the way, these people aren't guaranteed Democratic voters. These millions of people that are passing over the border. The majority of Hispanics support Donald Trump. He had the majority again in the 2020 election. These aren't guaranteed Democratic voters. You know who are guaranteed Republican voters? People like my 2 little kids who are ages 3 and 5. They're wearing masks in schools. Because of that, Joe Biden is creating a generation of Republican voters because of what's happening in our public schools. Quickly, I want to throw up a tweet that you put out earlier this week, and I'm glad you point this out. You said that the president had no problem demonizing the Border Patrol's mounted horseback agents based on photos that were later completely debunked. Now he doesn't want to make the investigation findings public. Unacceptable. Why do you think that is?
Well, it's obvious, because even an anonymous source within the Department of Homeland Security said they do not want to reveal what the facts are after their investigation of this whipping incident, because it's going to make them make Biden and Mayorkas, Secretary Mayorkas, look so terrible. That's their words, to look so terrible, because they've demonized these men on these horseback, that mounted Border Patrol agents were doing exactly as they were trained to do. They've been doing this for decades, and they're still doing it. They're back doing it again, thank goodness, because sometimes that terrain is so rough.
Yeah.
I'm the Border Security Caucus co-chairman. I've been down there numerous times this past year. We're going again to the border in just a few weeks. And it is rough terrain. You've got to be on horseback to be able to do the job.
And you know, it's very rural down there. It's not like, you know, big towns and cities across the 800 miles that make up the Texas border. Congressman, come back and see us if you would very soon. I'd love to talk to you about the primary coming up in your state. Going to be a big election for governor in that state in the fall, and I'd love to get your take on that. But we're out of time right now. Have a great weekend, Texas Congressman Brian.